everybody, Phill Grove here, and I'm here to talk about a quick case study today. What you're looking at behind me is a house in central Austin that I just did a wholesale deal on, and let me tell you a little bit about the deal. I found it using internet marketing. It was a seller that, although she owned the house free and clear, was a little old, elderly, and had limited income and was having trouble paying the taxes. This is the time of year where taxes are due. So a lot of people get stressed out and have difficulty paying their property taxes this time of year, which was the case with this seller. The house is in pretty rough condition, although it's got a few things going for it on the outside. On the outside, the roof is okay. It's got stucco siding, which is in decent condition, and it's got relatively new windows. As you'll see in a minute, the inside is quite a bit in less good condition. As far as the house is concerned itself, we got the seller to agree to sell it for $215,000, and we could have bought this house and gone ahead and either remodeled it or literally torn it down and built a new house in its place. But for this particular house, we decided to wholesale it to a buyer that was on our buyers list that agreed to buy it for $230,000. So sometimes we go ahead and do the deals ourselves, sometimes we go ahead and wholesale it. We were actually able to get the closing costs paid by the buyer and the seller, and we were actually able to even negotiate a little bit better deal, and in total made about $21,000 on this house, which was better than a poke in the eye with a stick. I could have gone ahead and done all of the work myself and or remodeled or rebuilt the house and made even more money, but I'm kind of the philosophy that sometimes a quick $20,000 or $21,000 is better than working real hard and making, $50,000 or $60,000. You have to kind of spread the bets and spread the deals around. So let's go ahead and walk inside and let me show you the inside of this house. Now there's truthfully not a lot to look at in here. The house on the inside doesn't have too many wonderful features. It's in the process of being gutted. Although I just closed on this deal on Thursday, and today is Sunday, just a couple days later, the buyer actually already got in here and started doing demolition. So he's already ripped up a bunch of the floors and is starting to rip down some of the walls. If you look underneath the house, what you're going to see is this is what's called pier and beam construction, which means it's really just framing that's sitting on piers, sitting right on the ground. You can see dirt. I'll poke it with my crutches here, right under the house, and that's normal for this area. The flooring in this house is really nothing to salvage. There's not any nice hardwood floors or anything, so as they started to pull up the flooring, they discovered there's really nothing worth saving. The nice thing about pier and beam construction is that it's really easy to run your electrical and your plumbing because you can pretty much move the kitchens and bathrooms around anywhere you want and just have the pipes pop up anywhere you want. The unfortunate thing about this particular house is it's really built low. The house is like literally just a few inches above the ground, and there's also a number of the beams that have rotted away. So there's not much room to work under here, and there's not much room to put new piers in or to do any repair on the foundation. I will imagine what the builder buyer is going to do is they're probably going to pick this house up on some lifts, and my guess is this house will probably end up being maybe 18 inches higher than it is now when they're done with it. But the beauty, again, of a house like this is it's kind of a blank palette. Literally, there's really nothing inside. The only structural wall is the wall that goes right down the middle of it. So you can pretty much repartition the house any way you want. And there's a lot of nice things you could do with a house like this. You can have a living room, a little dining area, a big kitchen in the middle, maybe with a wraparound bar. There's a total of 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, and you can pretty much, with the bedrooms and the bathrooms, gut them, which you would do anyway, because there's really nothing worth keeping in the bedrooms or the bathrooms, and reconfigure them. These old houses tend to have really, really tiny little closets. I'll show you an example of a closet that was normal back in the 1940s, right? But by modern standards, you know, people have a lot more clothes these days, so they want bigger closets. Well, because none of these walls, other than the one going down the middle, are really holding up the roof, you can repartition these rooms any way you want, and you can make the closets a lot bigger. There's also things like old water heaters and air conditioners. You can move those up into the attic during the remodel and get a little space back that you'd use for closets or maybe bigger bedrooms or whatnot. So that's pretty much it. This kind of house had marginal value in terms of whether you'd rebuild it or just remodel it. The particular buyer that bought this place is going to remodel it. He's decided that by remodeling it, he's going to keep it relatively small, won't make as much money, but it won't cost as much, and selling a less expensive house in the area is a lot easier and faster than selling a more expensive house in the area. If you either tore this down or added a tremendous amount of square footage to it, you could ultimately make more money, but like everything else, it's a lot more risk, a lot more time, and sometimes time is money. That's why I wholesaled it. That's why he's going to remodel it versus rebuild it. So that's our little case study du jour. I'm Phill Grove. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks.